Hey, what's going on? Raheem Madison here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things you need to know when it comes to getting started with Forex trading, all right? So you definitely want to stick with me all the way through this video so you don't miss anything. Now, my name is Raheem Madison, and if you see value at any point in this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also, drop me a comment down below letting me know if this was helpful or valuable. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into today's content. All right, so let's actually get started, all right? So we're going to start off with number 1, and notice is not in any specific order. This is just me laying these out perfectly for you, okay? All right, so the number 1 thing is you're going to have capital, right? Now, I'm not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And that's why I'm so grateful for Forex trading, because if you were to actually go and try to day trade, you can't get started with that for no less than $25,000. Ouch, right? So if you don't have $25,000 to go, day trade, then with Forex trading, it's very cost effective, right? You could get started with as little as $100. Now, I'm not saying that you want to go ahead and get your account start with $100, but you got to start where you can, start where you can actually afford to start, right? One thing I say when it comes to investing is invest only what you can afford to lose. If you can't afford to lose $1,000, don't invest $1,000. You can't afford to lose $500, don't do it, right? Start with 100 or 250, or depending on the actual broker, right? Wherever they have you start out, you can start there. But I love that it's a big difference between 25,000 to actually go day trade versus Forex, where you can start with as little as $100. But my recommendation is, build up as you actually can, okay? So that's the number 1 thing. All right, so now we're going to talk about number 2. Okay, so what is number 2? You gotta have a good strategy. Now, when I say good strategy, right, what I'm really saying here is that you gotta have something that works for you, right? You may be able to learn from multiple different people, which I don't really recommend. I recommend you actually find somebody who you could follow that's actually getting the results that you want. Now, when you start to watch this person and look at what they're doing, start to develop your own plan in the process. Especially like with the pairs, right? Don't be kind of like all over the place when it comes to your pairs. You want to just pick about 2 to 3 pairs and then stick with those pairs so you can see actually how they're moving in the market, so you'll be used to what's going on. Now, of course, no one can predict the market, but at least you can see, okay, how many pips does this move in a day? Or how many pips does this move in that certain amount of time frame, and you'll be able to study versus, over here on GBP, USD, then you're on odd, and then you're on this, and then you're on that, and then that actually causes you confusion, right? So what you want to do, get with that person, right, or your educator or whatever, and then stick with them. Stay focused on what they're doing, but at the same time, develop your own plan. So that's number 2. All right, so now we're going to talk about number 3. Now, I want you to pay close attention when I talk about number 3. And the reason is because I've seen a lot of people blow their accounts specifically because of this one thing, all right? Now, number 3 is proper risk management, right? Now, this is so important because as you start to learn Forex, if you start to develop your own, strategy, or you're sticking with a strategy that you learn, sometimes when you get real confident with it, you start to win, and it seems like, man, I just winning, I'm winning. Guess what? I'm gonna actually turn up the risk, and then boom, you blew your account just like that. Now you're starting from scratch. Nobody likes that, right? And that's probably why I haven't blown my account, because, I train myself on proper risk management, right? That is so important in your journey, because you don't want to have, like, let's say, for example, you have like a $500 day, right? And you've never done that in the markets. And so now you're really turning up the risk because you're trying to charge up your account. Now, there are people who are very risk averse. Me, myself, I am. But I still don't want to blow my account because I don't want to start from scratch, right? So if you don't want to start from scratch, train yourself on proper risk management. I know I kind of went a little bit long on that, but it's so important for you to, keep that in mind as you're growing your trading account, all right? All right, so now we're going to talk about number 4. All right, so here we go. Number 4 is, researching a good broker, right? This is why you're going to have to, go through maybe a couple of brokers, or you can get recommendations from, your educator or whatever mentor that you decide to go with, or program. It really depends, up to you. Now, having a good broker is important, right? There's different brokers, like you got market makers, right? You got like different brokers out there that can either be a benefit to you or not as benefit for you, right? It's more about them making money, right? And you don't want that. So that's why I speak so highly of having mentorship, guidance along your journey, so that you could be like let's say, for example, right, you're like a person that goes to a minefield, and the people who are housing it, they're the people who know where all of these things are placed, right? So would you rather walk in the minefield by yourself, or would you actually rather have mentorship or have them kind of guide you through that maze? That's how you got to kind of think about, when it comes to good brokers and finding one that's going to be suitable for you. Okay, so that's number 4. Now we're going to talk about number 5. And I kind of hit on this a couple times throughout this video, and that is mentorship, right? When it comes to Forex or anything that you're doing, whether it's real estate, online marketing, whatever it is, you need mentorship, right? Because when you're going along the path, you want to be able to go along the path and know, okay, when I come up to this bump right here, what should I do? Well, when you have a mentor, you're able to just come up to that and just kind of steamroll through it, or take the shortcut, because you already have somebody who's went through that already. This is why, I frown upon when I hear people say, I'm just going to go through the trials and tribulation. Well, why would you do that, right? Why would you go through the trials and tribulation? You're going to go through trials and tribulations anyway with your mentor, but at least you could fast pace, right? Don't set yourself up for failure by just saying, oh, I'm just going to learn it all by myself and take forever, right? You may feel good after, like if you do achieve what you're trying to achieve, but if you get to the end, let's say you don't achieve it, right? Well, then you could have invested with a mentor, took what they already went through. It's kind of like when you're reading books, right? When you read books, you get all the things that they did, and maybe they failed at it, but you don't have to fail now, because you already know what they went through and you know how to step your way through it, right? It's kind of like the minefield example that I gave earlier, right? They already know where everything is placed. So if you were to go through that by yourself, guess what? You're going to be blowing up. You know what I mean? So you want to go through, have the guidance that you need, and be able to, become a profitable trader, because that's your goal, right? So look at it that way. Mentorship is so key along your journey, right? Now, here's what I want to do for you, right? You're probably looking at this, and maybe you're a beginner in Forex trading, right? Maybe you are, and maybe you're looking for some type of mentorship and training. Well, I partner with a company, and that company has been teaching me how to become a profitable trader, and that's how I've been able to continuously grow my account. And I have not blown my account because I focus on proper risk management, right? So if you want to learn from the same company that I've learned from and continue to learn from, go ahead and use that first link down below in the description. All you're going to have to do is just enter your information. Once you enter your information, then it'll take you over to a video so you can see what we actually have to offer, all right? So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.